so my final year of uni starts in a couple of days on Monday. So I thought I'd do a video on some things you should do before school starts. I know some of you may have started school already, but these things can be done before you start school or just a couple of weeks after you start school, just to kind of prepare yourself to really get into the school year and the new academic year. These are 5 things that you should do before starting school or just after starting school. So tip number 1 is fix the sleeping schedule. Now this is so important, and I know we're so used to people telling us that we need 8 hours of sleep, we need good sleep, but honestly it is so important. Just getting the right amount of sleep is so important for your brain, because it allows your brain a chance to recover and sort all the information that you've gained throughout the day and just relax and recover, and then you wake up and you're ready and raring to go for the next day. Particularly while studying, where you're using a lot of brain power, sleep is just something that is so important and that you can't let slip, because it's just like you need as much of your brain power as possible while studying, and letting your sleep schedule slide and not getting enough sleep means that your brain isn't working as efficiently as it could be, which makes studying harder. So getting enough sleep can be hard, but putting in morning and night routines are incredibly helpful, because night routines, they wind you down, they get you ready to sleep, and they signal to your brain, okay, now it's time to sleep. And morning routines do the opposite. They get you ready for the day and they signal to your brain, right, it's time to wake up, it's time to do stuff now. So setting consistent wake up and sleep times are also really helpful. Using alarms to wake you up is also extremely helpful, instead of just relying on your body to wake up naturally. Some people can do that, most people can't, and need the help of alarms. So tip number 2 is cutting down on screen time, and more to the point, cutting down on unnecessary screen time. So personally, I find this extremely hard. I'm always glued to my screen, whether it's my phone or my laptop. I'm always watching Disney Plus, Netflix, YouTube, stuff like that, scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on whatever social media it is. I'm always on my screen doing something that I very probably shouldn't be doing and could be doing something more productive. So a lot of the time, particularly now in the modern era, a lot of studying is done on screens. So you read ebooks, you write stuff, you write essays, you do research, and you use a computer or a tablet or an iPad or whatever it is. You use that. So that's screen time. So cutting down your unnecessary screen time is really, really helpful for signaling to your body that you don't want to procrastinate and you should be doing things. Stuff like setting time limits on apps, so you're only allowed like something like an hour a day or 2 hours a day on a certain app can really help with this. You can then sit and study for 2 or 3 hours at a time and not be distracted. It's eliminating distractions, basically, is cutting down unnecessary screen time, is eliminating distractions so you can concentrate and focus on the work that you have to do. The third thing that you can do is declutter and organise your space. So, as someone who really likes a clean and tidy space, I honestly can't preach this enough that it is just so helpful when you have a lot of things going on. So often you'll have multiple classes with multiple deadlines, multiple pieces of work, and they all need to be done and they all need to be in on time. And a lot of the time you'll have a job, or you'll have going out with friends, or you'll have other commitments as well. So decluttering and organising your space is so important for just gaining that clarity in just your life, because you'll have a lot of things going on. Decluttering also helps you clear your mind and prepare you for the year ahead. So stuff like decluttering your workspace, decluttering your pencil case, and decluttering your laptop and files is really helpful. Another way to organise yourself and declutter is buying a planner. Personally, I like the Legend planners. They're just so helpful. They've got a week by week breakdown. I find these so helpful because they not only help me get on top of my work and my deadlines, but just a planner's also where I write down things that are going on in my personal life as well. So just buying a planner, you don't have to spend loads on a planner. Just buy one that fits you. The fourth thing is create a study system. So now we're getting into the bulk of your academic year. Studying. Over the course of your academic year, you're going to be spending so much time studying because that's what you're there to do. So in order to make it efficient and so that you're not wasting time when you don't have a lot of time, is making a study system. So there are loads out there, and it's basically just a case of Googling them all and finding the one that fits you and the subject you are doing. But creating an effective study system means that you're getting to the point and you're not wasting any time and you're being as productive as possible. So personally, I like the Pomodoro method. I usually do the 50-10 method. Some people do the 25-5 method. Some people go even longer than that. But the Pomodoro method is really helpful for those who struggle to focus, because you're working for a certain amount of time and then you have a break and then you're working for another amount of time. Another thing with your study system is breaks. Breaks are so important, and when taken properly, they are effective as well. So a lot of people take breaks and they scroll through social media, they watch an episode of something, they watch a YouTube video, whatever. But finding, so while those sorts of study breaks can be nice and they can be helpful, giving yourself a reward, sometimes they're just not going to cut it. So another type of thing that you can do on your study break is going for a walk, stretching, moving your body, because most likely you'll have been sat still for a really long time. At the very least, your body is going to be really stiff. So yeah, just getting up, doing some stretching, going on a little bit of a walk, getting some exercise in is also really helpful in a study break, because not only does it make sure your body's not stiff, and you're getting in a little bit of extra exercise. It also rejuvenates your mind. It gives your mind a proper rest and a proper break, so then when you come back to studying, you're fresh and you're ready to go again, and you can sit down and concentrate again. And the final tip, tip number 5, is taking notes of deadlines. So this is the one that people quite often look over. So very likely at the start of the year, you get all your deadline dates for all your coursework, all your exams and all your papers and stuff that are due for the year. You get all of those dates. And quite often you look at those and think, they're months ahead. I'm going to remember when they come by and I'm going to be ready for them. Let me tell you, no, you're not going to remember them. You're not going to be ready for them. You're going to forget them, and they're going to jump up on you, and they're going to come as a surprise to you. So writing them down in a planner or a calendar that you look at regularly, this is probably the most important thing of this point, is it needs to be in a place that you look at regularly. Because if it's not, we go back to the point of, I've written it down in this notebook on this calendar, I'm going to remember to look at that when the time comes. If it's not somewhere that you look at or look in regularly, no, you're not going to remember to do it. It needs to be somewhere that you look at regularly. So I write down all my due dates in my planner, and I look at my planner at least once a week. If you don't have a planner or a calendar that you regularly look at, write them down on a post-it note and stick it somewhere you regularly go. Stick it on the side of your wardrobe, stick it on your desk, stick it on your laptop, stick it on your door, in your kitchen. Wherever it is that you go regularly, write it there, stick it on a post-it note, whatever it is. Just do it so it's regular and it's not creeping up on you, because trust me, if you don't do it regularly enough, it will creep up on you. So that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you take at least some of these notes on. You don't have to do all of them, and there is plenty more that you can do. Obviously, 5 things isn't an exhaustive list. It's just, personally, I find these 5 things the most important. But there are plenty of other videos out there, plenty of other ideas that you can do to prepare yourself for the new school year. This was just to give you a few ideas of what you might want to do. But those are your 5 tips. Let me know down in the comments if you have any more, what has worked for you, what have you found particularly difficult with getting ready for the new school year. Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video.